Hey, Honesties. Welcome back to another episode of Honesty the Podcast with your host, Zena, aka Top Tier Z, where I keep it raw, I keep it real, and I keep it risky. I love me some alliteration. I know y'all be like, what the hell she be saying sometimes? Raw, real, risky. 3 R's. That's called alliteration. A little grammar class before we start. Today's episode is a solo, my favorite episodes ever. I just feel like I have a whole different energy when I do solo episodes, and I'm gonna start leaning more into that, honestly speaking. But yeah, um, I've been enjoying my summer so far. I guess I'll do a little catch up. I'm actually starting swimming lessons today, and I'm so excited for that, y'all. I am from the Caribbean. I was born in St. Lucia, and the fact that I cannot swim should actually be illegal. So we're actually taking steps to change that because next summer I want to be jumping off a yacht in Italy off the coast. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of not being in the ocean. But anyway, I had to laugh because as someone who just cuts people off in an instant, like I can literally stop talking to someone as if I never knew them. And I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. I'm going to say it's a blessing, honestly speaking. Because I have this theory, and if y'all been watching for a while, y'all know I stood with a theory, right? But I have this theory that when people say they need closure, I'm like, but do you though? To me, the conversation of needing closure from a relationship, a situationship, just dating someone, whatever it may be, I actually don't subscribe to that. I just don't. I don't need answers from you for me to be able to move on. I don't need to unpack anything with you. To me, when something's done, when something ends, that's where I get introspective and I reflect. So needing closure from you doesn't really help me. I actually think it's a trap, and I think it's something that keeps you stuck and prevents you from moving on because you're searching for answers from someone else rather than from yourself. So yes, needing closure from someone else is a trap. And that's just how I feel. The belief that someone has to give you closure, think about it. I want you guys to really think about it. When you believe someone has to give you this person owes you that, right? It's you won't be at peace until you get it from them. So if they don't want to give it to you, then what? What are you going to do? Just not heal? Right? If it takes them 2 years to have a conversation with you and give you closure, then what is going on? I don't know. I just always said that, and I live my life like that. I don't need to have any final conversations with anyone. It is what it is. What's that sound? Oh, the leaf. It is what it is. To me, a lot of people treat closure like it's a destination. When I just need one more conversation. I need to know why. I need to know what I could have done better. I need them to apologize. For what? What does that do for you? Because every time you reach out to find that closure, every time there is a conversation about that closure or whatever that may look like, whatever it is that you're searching for, you're actually reopening that emotional wound. Right? Because if someone tells you, for example, I really loved you. It was just the timing. I just wasn't ready. Now you're in your head because you're like, were you not ready for me? Were you not ready for a relationship? What could I have done to make him ready? And you're going crazy. You're literally losing it because you're going to try to justify or try to unpack whatever that quote unquote closure or reasoning is. And once you keep trying, that doesn't bring healing. I hope I'm making sense. I feel very passionate about this topic because I don't know. I've just never been one to. Like, I've dated men who, when it was done, they've said some of the most heinous things to me, how I'm ugly and I think I'm all that and I'm not. And like, just, I'm dark skinned and I guess I should be offended about my skin tone. I'm actually brown skin, but I'll let y'all colorists tell it. Um, and, I've had men like say some really heinous shit to me. Just one. He was a bitch, but whatever. And like, okay, cool. After that, we never had to speak again. I didn't need to know how long you felt this way about me for. I didn't need to ask you, like, why did you say those things? I didn't need to ask you, did you mean them? Because, baby, the minute it came out of your mouth, it is what it is. Like, I guess you said it, so that's how you felt, right? You said it. So to me, you meant it. And to me, boom, doors closed. That's the closure. Like, I don't need you to explain it because you've already said it, right? And like, thank God, I'm I'm not an insecure woman because I really don't let people's words bother me. Like, I really don't care what people have to say. So it's like, why would I care about needing closure from you when I don't even like you anymore? And I say this because like half the time I have a breakup, like I've never been heartbroken in my life. Knock on wood. Where's the wood? This little tree here got wood. I've never been heartbroken. And so once things are done, I just take it as that. Like I always say, I'm grateful to have experienced people and to form certain memories with people. However, no one was mine to possess, you know? So I think that's what makes me so okay with ending things or just letting things be and play out how they play out without like that need and want for closure. Because I think a lot of time, like when people think like, oh, if I get this closure, like I'll be free. Like I just need this and I'll be good. You know what I'm saying? But like to me personally, you actually are moving backwards when you get this closure because again, it opens up the emotional wound. It just is a cycle of it's another emotional investment. That's the word I'm looking for. It's an emotional investment because again, it's like you're not really ending the relationship and moving on. It's like an extension of the relationship, right? Like every quote unquote closure conversation is you actually extending that relationship. And that's how I see it. And honestly speaking, it's like, I don't know. And I want to say this to our women, it's the ladies, like honestly speaking, because a lot of times it is women who are like, I need closure. I need one more conversation. I need to know whatever, whatever, whatever. I need to know how long he was shitting on me for. Huh? Like I've never had a man ask me for closure. And maybe that's because, I love when I'm like talking and the ideas just form. Maybe that is something to unpack, right? Because for me personally, when I end something, if I'm the one ending it, I like to like give people exact reasoning of why this is not working out. You feel me? It's like I don't want to leave you with any ifs, ands, buts. I don't want you to spin the block on me talking about you need a closure conversation. Absolutely not. So to prevent that, I'ma just tell you exactly why we aren't working out. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not compatible. Do you need me to expound on that? I remember like I went on a couple dates with this guy that I dated in college, right? And like we're still cool or whatever. And we went on like 2 dates and he was just like very reminiscent of the past. And honestly, when we dated back in college, like it wasn't even serious or whatever. But like although I liked like going down that memory lane with him, okay, that was the first date. Second date, there was just no substance, no intellectual stimulation, like just no depth. And I like sent him a voice now. I was like, yo, like we're cool, I F with you, whatever, whatever. However, like this isn't gonna work out. And this is why. Right. And it's in a very respectful manner, neutral tone. Like, I don't want you to feel like I'm shitting on you, for lack of a better word. But it's like, I just want to be honest with you. And I now that I say that, maybe I get why women are asking for closure because a lot of times men aren't really giving you the full extent of why they're ending things, or, why, whatever it may be. Because they aren't honest. A lot of them are not honest. So instead, they rather you like rack your brain trying to figure it out, or again, extending that relationship with you reaching out and asking for closure. And I think this is actually a lesson to the men. Like, be direct, be honest, and give women your reasoning for why things may not have worked out when you're ending a situation. Like, don't wait. Don't give half of the story, whatever. And I think for women, and I think a big part of why I believe needing closure from someone else is a trap, is because all we have to do is accept, right? Acceptance is such a huge thing in this life. Like, when you accept something, you don't really need anything else. Honestly, truly, right? Let's say, for example, I've accepted this relationship is over. I'm not the woman for you. Whatever your reasons are, I hear them, I accept them, right? And when you accept something, I actually feel like that opens the door for healing, because it's like, it's out of your control. You cannot change the decision. It is what it is. And I'm definitely an it is what it is type of girl. Like, I could be in pain, baby, and it is what it is. I'm gonna pack that by myself later. But yeah, I think the minute that we learn to accept things and like not try to fix things and not try to be in control of everything, that's actually when the healing and like moving on begins. Like, we don't need all these answers. Like, these answers are within yourself. Like, go reflect. Take some time to yourself and reflect on how you were in that relationship and what can you do better for yourself, right? Forget about that relationship. Forget about that situation. Forget about that. Leave that shit in the past. Like, figure out what can you do differently for you to align yourself with the person or whatever that you want in your future. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Do y'all feel like y'all need closure from things ending? Like, I want to know in the comments, like, let me know if having the closure conversation has actually helped you or if it's done more harm to you. Like, I'm actually very curious because, like, for me personally, I've never had the closure conversation, as I said before. So it's like, I don't know. Like, the way I see it is like, are you really looking for closure, or are you looking for a reason to keep an emotional connection? I want y'all to unpack that. I really want to know in the comments, because that's how I see this whole closure thing. It's, you're looking for a reason to extend that emotional connection. Because I'm going to end this, but because I feel like if someone gives you one reason as to why it didn't work out, you're going to keep picking for something else. It's like, you're never going to be happy with what you hear. So how you actually ending, how you actually closing things, if you're not going to be satisfied, unless if you accept it for what it is, right? Yeah, that's my little tidbit on closure. I don't know. Like, it was just sitting on my mind because people are always like, oh, you're like just so quick to end things with people. You need another conversation. You need a dinner. You need to sit down. I don't need shit, bro. I'm good. Like, I'm really good. And this is why I always talk about the art of detachment, because I'm like, I'm really so like secure in who I am and like what I have going on in my life, and just like my self-concept of me. It's like, I can detach from any and everything if I choose to, and maybe that's probably one of the reasons why I've never felt the need to have quote unquote closure, because I've learned the art of detachment. You guys, so I actually have an appointment. Okay, let me roll this back. So a couple months ago, I went to my primary care doctor for, my yearly checkup. And she's like, oh, have you seen your OB-GYN? Yeah. And I'm like, no, I actually, no. she asked me, have I had a breast exam, I guess, for breast cancer, right? I'm 34 going on 35, so, it's time for those things. I shouldn't be laughing, but yeah. And so I was like, actually, no. Like, my OB-GYN has never, like, done a breast exam. Like, I guess I should be doing that myself, which I do sometimes. But I've had, like, other OBs in the past, like, actually, check for lumps and stuff, whatever. And I was like, no, my doctor doesn't do that. So my primary care doctor is like, do you want a new OB-GYN? And I'm like, honestly, I've been looking because, like, the one I was going to, we just don't mesh. Like, we don't. I'm tired of sitting 2 hours in the lobby for you. Not the most professional. Just the location was convenient because it was close to home. However, like, the service just wasn't servicing, right? And so I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a new OB. So she's like, are you comfortable with a male? And I was like, is he good at what he does? And she's like, yes. So she gives me his card. She refers me to him. So I actually have that appointment tomorrow. So the irony is I was on Threads like last week and someone like posted this. They had a post, right? And she goes, let me read it. She goes, I would never have a man as my OB-GYN. And like, why would a man even want to have that as a career? And I was like, huh? Because I was genuinely confused. Because I'm like, am I the only woman who doesn't mind having a man as my OB-GYN? I also had a man as my OB-GYN when I was pregnant with my daughter, and her father was okay with it. He was this Asian man. And like, he was really good, So I've never had a bad experience with, I've only had one, but I had a good experience. So when my doctor is like, are you comfortable? I'm like, what matters most to me is that he is good at what he does. And obviously I wouldn't know that until the appointment. So we'll have to circle back next episode on that. And maybe if I have a man as a guest, I want to know like if you guys are okay with your woman seeing the male gyno. Is it gyno? Gyno? Yeah. But the reason why I was so baffled reading that thread post was because I was like, are we only going to women because they're women, right? Because again, from my experience with a female gyno, she just wasn't the best from my experiences. And so I could have just subjected myself and was like, I'm just going to keep going to her because she's a woman. And it made me like think about like, first it was very ignorant, right? Because I was just like a little ignorant because I'm like, all right, well, are we just going to women because they're women? Like, what if a man who is qualified as well, what if he's actually good at what he does? And we're just not going to men because we think it's weird that they want to be OB-GYNs. And I like to unpack things. Like, I like to think outside of the box with things and like try to get an understanding of people's perspective. It's a Libra in me. And so the first part was, why would a man choose that profession? Like, as a man, why would you want to be an OB-GYN? And obviously I can't speak for them because I'm a woman, one, and two, I'm not an OB-GYN. But it just made me think, right? Like, and here are some reasons. Here are some reasons I came up with. Like, you could have had, as a man, he could have had maybe his mother or someone he was close to in his family, like, with reproductive issues, right? You can also just be intrigued with the female reproductive system. Not for nothing, but I'm sorry, man. Y'all system and built like ours. So y'all's is not that intriguing, right? So it's like you go to school for years, you're studying biology or whatever you're studying, and the anatomy of a woman is just intriguing to you and you want to like protect that, right? So it could be a family member. You've seen them go through some stuff with their reproductive and you want to prioritize women's reproductive health. It could just be you being intrigued with the female anatomy. What other reasons could a man want to be an OB-GYN? I know a lot of the stigmas a lot of time people stigmatize them to be creeps and weirdos because it's like, you just want to be in a woman's vagina all day, or why would you want to do that or whatever? Like, that's usually the tone around it. And because I hear so much of that nuanced conversation, I'm like, let me try to see it from the other side of like, maybe you never know. Like, you don't know people's story, like, God, y'all, this freaking little piece of hair in my face is just irritating my soul. Like, can I see clearly? I can see clearly now. The hair is gone. um, yeah, you could have had a man whose mother passed away while giving birth to him, right? And he knows this. And so it's his life mission to see that that doesn't happen to someone else. Like, we need to start, like, really, me personally, like, because I am a very logical thinker and I like critical thinking, like, I feel like obviously it's easier to take an ignorant approach of like, oh, he's a creep or whatever. But like, there's other approaches and perspectives as to why someone may choose that profession, you know? So I don't know what to expect when I go tomorrow, but I am going to go in with a very like unbiased mind. I'm going to be open-minded. I'm really going to look at his expertise and the way he does things before I can say, yes, I will go back, or no, I won't go back, or maybe I want a female doctor again. Like, I want to give him a shot and see how it goes, So I will catch you all up on that or whatever. But like, as I was going through, excuse me, hold on. Excuse me. All right. As I was like unpacking this topic, I was like, if I'm going to see one side, I have to see the other. If I'm going to try to justify why a man may want to take on that profession, I also have to open my mind to why women may not want to have a man in that position as a gyno. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had to come up with like some reasons why a woman may not want a man as a gyno. And the first thing that came up was like sexual trauma. Excuse me, which makes it difficult for you emotionally. If you've been like sexually assaulted or traumatized by a man, and now you have a man telling you like, oh, open up. I'm going to go in this way and I'm going to do this and that, like that may trigger an emotional response. So that I get. Another reason could just be you feel like women understand what it takes to be a woman. So they understand the menstruation stuff. They understand the contraceptives. They understand the menopause and all these things or whatever. So you want to go with someone who can share the experiences or have shared the experiences as well. I get that. A lot of times, like I've heard someone say in the past, I don't remember who, but they said like they had a male gyno and he was very rough. And I mean, it speaks for itself. Again, that wasn't my experience with my doctor while I was pregnant, but we all have different experiences, right? So yeah, you've had some women where they're doing like the pelvic test and stuff, and they're just like, he was so rough, and that itself becomes traumatizing. So I can see that perspective. What else? Why would I not want to see a male gynecologist? Maybe the judgment you feel like, or embarrassed. Like, let's say you have like an STI or an STD. I feel like sometimes women are more comfortable speaking to another woman about it because they feel judged by a man, or if they have more than multiple partners, like they feel like, oh, he's probably. Everybody judges, bro. Like that female doctor can be judging you also for having multiple partners. Like that can go either way, but I do understand people's reasonings for not wanting a male gyno. I want to know y'all's though. Like I really want to know, as women, are you okay with having a male OB-GYN, or does it have to be female? And then as a man, are you okay with your woman seeing a male gynecologist? Like, Are you okay? Do you need to go to every appointment with her? Like, I need answers because there were so many likes on that thread, so many people who reposted it, and I just scrolled past it. It was like, oh, mental no, it's a good podcast topic, but like I didn't really like dive into their answers and their reasoning or whatever they were given. That's just not me. I like to form my own, perspective on things or whatever. But yeah, as a man, I want to know, like, are you okay with that? With your woman seeing a male doctor? Because I mean, if you are, then we could actually draw the same. Yeah, don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite because a lot of men aren't comfortable going to male doctors. Like, realistically, y'all don't want these. Y'all just don't. Y'all don't. A lot of y'all don't even go to the doctor, but I've already unpacked that. But a lot of y'all would not see a male doctor as a man, right? So why can't you shorty see a female? Sorry, why can't you shorty see a male gynecologist if he is certified and can do what he does with? And I'm talking about there's reviews, he is professional. Like, what doctor imagine me as a big OB-GYN. I done did how many years of school, paid all this money, all these things, and I'm gonna risk my career because I'm lustful. I'm gonna risk my career because I don't know, as I'm doing a pelvic test, I'm just making shit up right now. But as I'm doing a pelvic test, I'm gonna try to finger this woman and like make her uncomfortable and like lose my license. Like, I just don't think they're being unprofessional. I don't. And I think it's so important to form your like, all right, let me get my thoughts together. Because I'm a thoughtful queen. I like to get my thoughts together before I speak. But yeah, I think it's important that before we make judgments or like just outwardly put certain things out there, for us to like really try to get an understanding of it before we just throw it out there. But I say all that to say, I mean, by all means, like, do whatever you're comfortable with, do whatever makes you happy and what works best for you. But I feel like many women have had excellent experiences with male gynecologists. Like, I do think so. Otherwise, there would probably be no male gynecologist around. You know what I'm saying? So clearly the practices are still happening. So clearly that goes to show that women have had positive experiences, and you do have women out there who are 100% comfortable and okay with having a man as their gynecologist. So yeah, but like, to me, like, things that should matter are like their bedside manners, like, how is that doctor? Is he receptive to what I'm saying and my concerns? Does he listen to me and my concerns? Is he asking me questions, right? About my health and what's going on down there and internally, right? Like, is he going above and beyond to advocate for me, right? Also, is he experienced? How long has he been in practice? Like, that's important. Respect, huge, huge, huge. And that is something I feel like as an OB-GYN, you have to be respectful. Like, you have to have this approach, because the female reproductive situation, reproductive system, it's a very delicate thing. And I feel like sometimes women feel shame around just things that their body naturally may do, whether it's yeast infection, whether it's BV, whether it's vaginal dryness, whatever it may be. I feel like a lot of times women are embarrassed to even speak about those things. So it's like, does that doctor make you comfortable? If there's no shame around that, then I don't see why I am open to seeing a male doctor, because I don't know, I just feel like it depends on your experiences, and that's what I go by. I like to base things on my experiences in life, and thankfully I've never had like any traumatic experiences around sex or my anatomy, so that does give me the freedom to explore and find the doctor that I feel like is best for me. And I think that's just what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's just finding the right doctor for you. You know, I may love this doctor and you may just really dislike them, right? And that's just based off of your experience. So do what works for you. But I do want to know in the comments, ladies and gents, what may deter you from seeing a male OB-GYN. And I promise y'all, I'm going to follow up on this conversation in next week's episode after my experience. Yeah, because all right, this is recorded on a Monday. I'm seeing the doctor on a Tuesday, and then the episode drops on a Wednesday. So I'm so mad I won't be able to tell y'all until the following episode, but I need answers. I need answers, okay? And I think a big part of this conversation has less to do with like actual OB-GYNs, but also just more of people's perspective. And the reason I say that is because like we judge a book by its cover so often and so frequently, where it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do a male OB because he's probably be a creep, or you know, he's probably weird or whatever. But let's judge it based on expertise, experience, whatever. And that goes hand in hand. So the other day I had dinner with one of my little boos. Y'all, I ain't got no little boos, I'm joking. I had dinner with someone I used to fuck with, someone I used to date, and we're just cool or whatever. And like, we were driving, he was driving me home, and I don't know how this conversation came up, but it was I mentioned something about like just how people genuinely despise confident people. Like, it blows my mind how much animosity some of you guys have towards people who are confident in themselves. And I remember him and I speaking, and it was like the crazy part of this all right, I'll start with a story, right? So I have an ex. We were together for like 2 to 3 years. And in March, we were still cool. I don't know. My exes be mad cool with me because I'm just her. Like, I always tell guys, I'm like, dating me is like, you win, because I am such a chill woman. You can literally talk to me about any and everything where it feels like you talking to one of your bros or whatever. And then I'm fine as fuck. Like, so the kicker is you get the best of both worlds, right? It's like you get your bro and your girl and vice versa. So my ex had posted these pictures from his party, whatever, and like literally I can see me in like 3 of the pictures. Like, one of them is like drawing how clearly you can see me. And to the point where my own sister sent DM me the post, and she's like, he had to choose pictures with you in it. And I was like, girl, because I asked him. I like texted him, and I was like, out of all the pictures you could have chosen, you had to choose the ones with me in there. And he's like, I didn't even see you in those pictures. You're so full of yourself. And God forbid a man tell me I'm full of myself, because baby, what else am I supposed to be if not full of myself? But also, I remember like hitting him with the, you want me to be insecure so badly, and that's never gonna happen, because I find it so freaking crazy and ridiculous how people draw to you for certain things, right? It's like my confidence, right? Like, the way I carry myself, I just love a confident woman. You're never insecure, whatever. But then the same reason you drew to me, you now begin to despise. And I need to unpack that. I need to unpack that so much, because I don't understand why confidence bothers people so much. And I always say this. I say this about authenticity, and now I'm going to say this about confidence. Like, a lot of times people are jealous when people cannot see themselves. Hold on, because I wrote this down because that's how passionate I am about this shit. Let me find my outline, y'all. Let me find my outline, okay? Okay, I always say people get mad and jealous when you actually have the audacity to be or do what they can never fathom for themselves. And I'm going to say this again. People get mad and people get jealous when you actually have the audacity to be or do what they could never fathom for themselves. Like, that's the only explanation I have for this. Like, people try to make like comments to humble you, like, oh, be modest. Oh, you're so full of yourself. Oh, you have such a big ego. And it's like, no, just because I don't seek outside validation and I don't self deprecate means I have an ego. Like, I'm so confident in myself, in my ability to do things. Like, I literally feel like there's nothing on this earth I cannot do. Like, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally feel like I'm good at everything I do with practice and over time, right? And I feel like it really bothers some people because they don't feel that way about themselves. So to them, it's like, how could you feel that way about you when I don't feel that way about myself? I don't know, baby. I don't know. I've just never looked externally for validation. I just always known who I was. Like, obviously through years of like reflecting and experiences and introspection, you get to learn yourself. You have to learn yourself, right? And so me having this confidence, like, I personally feel like as long as I'm not like putting anyone else down to pick myself up, like, my confidence is never reliant on who or what is around me at all. Like, I think being confident is it's so sexy to me. Like, I love a confident man, and I'm never going to try to make that man feel insecure about anything because I just don't like insecure people. I just can't do it. I can't date you. I can't, because that's what your insecurity does is it's going to bring stress to the relationship. It's going to bring stress to me. And then why would I want that? Like, I just can't fathom actually being with someone who's not confident. And so when you have like sometimes even your own partner may try to like break you down, people get jealous, right? The thing is, truth is, people love confidence. People draw to confident people. And I think a lot of times they do that because they think it's going to rub off on them. It's like, oh, if I have my little insecurities, Zena's so confident, let me get close to Zena. You think like you're just automatically, that confidence just going to radiate onto you. But it's like, no, it doesn't work that way, right? Or in a relationship, like, oh, I want to be with her because she's confident and she's going to help boost my confidence. Baby, only you can do that. Only you can boost your self-confidence. I can do things and speak life into you to try to enhance that confidence. However, you have to believe that shit for yourself. Like, excuse me, no one can convince you. Like, you have to believe it. It's an essence. It's an aura. It's I always tell people it's in me. It's not on me. Like, even my days when I look my most raggiest, like, I'm talking about no effort into how I look, even though my bad days be some of y'all best days, but y'all, the intrusive thoughts stay with it when I do solo episodes. It's so bad. But yeah, or like, I could just, not feel like myself, but I'm still gonna walk around very confidently. Like, you're never gonna know I feel a certain way or I'm going through something because that confidence is just always gonna exude. It's in me, you know? I can't help it. I really can. But I think a lot of people mistake confidence for ego. As I said, like, even when my ex is like, oh, like, you just think so, you're so full of yourself. Like, me being full of myself, that's my ego, right? And it's just like, I think people aren't used to people who actually know their self-worth and without self-deprecation. Because a lot of times, I have seen this from myself where it's like, oh, for example, let me think, like, I look so good today. I really love my outfit. And then you have to throw in some self-deprecation just to make the people around you feel more comfortable or be able to absorb what you're saying and that confidence. And it's like, I look so good today. I feel so good, even though like my hair is messed up or my hair didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. Like, a lot of times people want you to attach that self-deprecation after you exude that confidence to make them more comfortable. Because to them, it's like, oh, wait, there's actually something wrong with her. She's not like 100% whatever. So that makes them, more accepting of who you are. And a lot of people who exude confidence may try to, throw in that self-deprecation. No, actually, that's bullshit. Scratch that. Because I don't see you being confident and self-deprecating. I just don't. I don't see how the two can work together. Yeah, I've been watching Love Island UK, so like I feel like I've been like trying to channel this British accent, and which honestly though, prior to Love Island UK, like I've already kind of have a little British twang here and there, but like next episode I might just narrate the entire thing in a British accent. You know what I'm saying? But there was one thing I really wanted to say, right? Hold on one second. I have to look at my outline, y'all. Y'all know I got short-term memory. Okay. Here it is. People confuse ego with confidence because, in my opinion, like ego involves comparison and confidence doesn't. Because look up the word ego. Y'all can do it yourselves, right? When you think about the ego, it's like you feel this way about yourself in comparison to someone else, right? Like when you're confident, you only care about your validation and yourself. Like the outside thoughts, the outside noise, none of that matters because you're so confident and comfortable in who you are and you know who you are. So everything externally doesn't really have an impact on you because you're so internally grounded. Yeah. And I just don't think people like people who are that way. When you see like the things you say doesn't bother someone or doesn't like chip at their confidence, the things you do doesn't make them feel less of themselves, it doesn't make them compare, that bothers some people because those are the things that a lot of y'all seek, right? A lot of times you're seeking outside validation. You want to compare yourself to someone or what they have or whatever. Like, take this for example, right? I go on girls trips and like, I'm not a label whore. Like I have certain labels. They're not loud and shit like that. Like I have what I have. I like good quality shit, but as far as like being a label whore and all these things, that's just not me, right? And so like I have friends who that's them. That's their aesthetic. They love the, oh, look at my Louis, look at this, look at that, whatever. And that doesn't faze me. You know what I mean? Like me not having those labels doesn't faze me. I don't need that to define who I am or to validate who I am and my worth. You get what I'm saying? Whereas a lot of people feel like, oh, my friend has a Chanel bag. Let me go sell my pussy for a Chanel bag. Whatever the hell y'all be doing. I don't know. Just because now you have someone to compare to. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just want more of us to like just really get in tune with ourselves, like really tap in, like figure out like some ways you can boost your confidence, like figure out what you're good at, perfect something. That way you can walk around confidently and comfortably say like, oh, I know how to do this. I am skilled in this or whatever, right? One, self-worth. Learn and know your self-worth. Because once you know who you are, no one can tell you otherwise. No one. This is why, like, from like a young age, I learned to accept my flaws. And I would always say this to people. I'm like, if I already know this about myself, like, there's nothing you can tell me to make it bother me. Because I already know this and I've already accepted this. Acceptance. It's crazy how this comes full circle because in the closure conversation, I said acceptance is the first step, right? So it's like once you accept something about yourself and you can make it a positive, it can't be used against you. Like those are like steps in like things I did to like be confident all around all the time. Like I don't care what people think about me. I really don't. I say it all the time. I do not care what people think about me. What I care about is what I think of myself and what the man above thinks about me. That's all I care about. And actually what my daughter thinks about me, because she is, I'm a guide for her. I'm a compass, right? So I need her to think the highest of me so that she can think the highest of herself. You know what I'm saying? But like as far as other people, strangers, friends, family, I don't care what y'all think about me. I don't. And that's always been me. My dad is watching this, and I know him and my stepmother are probably going to be laughing because they know my personality so well. And they just know like Zena's who Zena is, and Zena's always going to be who she is. And you cannot dim this light. You just can't. I'm sorry. Not sorry. People have tried and they failed. They failed. And I'm actually validated in myself seeing y'all fail. That shit makes me happy. It makes me laugh, actually. So I do have to wrap up. But on that note, I want you all to exude confidence in yourself. Like, actually be confident. Learn how to be confident and just see how your life change. And honestly speaking, like if you're a confident person and you feel like there's someone in your life who you're close to who may have that evil eye towards you or just like project certain things onto you, that's the jealousy speaking, and they're actually jealous that they don't have your confidence. So don't even let that bother you. Like shut out the outside noise, turn inward and build that shit up and watch how your life changes. All right? That's what I want for y'all this summer. Walk around here confidently. On that note, I shall see you all next week with my update on my OB-GYN visit. Just the male experience, war. I don't need y'all being in my business like that. I just want to get my experience with this new doctor, him being a man. And yeah, I shall see you all next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and keep enjoying your summer. Bye.